How do you actually conquer self doubt? Well, to conquer your self doubt, you are literally conquering yourself. Now, there's three steps to this. The first is think back at a time. Think back when you were confident. Even if you have to think back all the way back to when you were a little baby and you were first just starting to walk, right? At some point, think about this. You didn't have the confidence to be able to walk confidently, right? At some point, you were only crawling. But by doing the hard thing over and over, by standing up over and over every time you fall down, by putting that foot one in front of the other, even if you do fall, trip, stumble, you learned how to walk. Then you learned how to talk. Then you probably learned how to read. Either way, even if you have to go all the way back to when you were a little baby, you didn't really have confidence. You didn't really have self doubt. You weren't super duper confident that you could do it, but you saw other people around you walking, talking, reading, and you realized that, hey, maybe I can do this. Hey, if other people are doing it, maybe I can do it. So, big part of releasing the self doubt, releasing all of those negative thoughts about yourself, is thinking back to the time when you were confident. Maybe you weren't really confident when you first got to your job or your new career. Maybe you've switched careers a bunch of times and you remember when you first started, you weren't really that confident. You had some self doubt, but you let that fear go because fear is false evidence appearing real. If anybody can do it, then you can do it. If I can survive 26 surgeries, 11 just on one hand, if I can die twice and still be here talking to you, anybody can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. If another person was able to do it, you can do it. 100 years ago, 4 minute miles seemed impossible. And then one person ran it, ran less than a 4 minute mile. And then within that year, five or six more people ran a 4 minute mile. So think back when you did have confidence. And you can tap into that latent confidence. You can tap into those past days by using an anchoring technique. You can literally think and feel when you were confident and do a slight gesture with your hand or your feet or even your tongue, and you anchor that feeling deep inside you. So that way, whenever you do need to be confident again, you can make that gesture and instantly you will be flooded with that confidence. You will be flooded with that goodness. You will be flooded with confidence and commitment, knowing that you can do it, even if right now might be a little tough, even if what you're working on might be a little tough. Just remember, every master was once a disaster. I love that quote, don't you? What's your favorite confidence quote? But that's step one, is think to the time when you were confident. Step two, realize that if anybody can do it, you can. Maybe you are the first person to ever do something. Well, guess what? If you're the first person to ever do something, then you have broken through a completely new barrier. You have completely elevated yourself above the normal consciousness. You have completely elevated yourself above what other people think is possible. Back in the day, Everest was really quite unclimbed. Now, more than 200 to 300 people summit every single year. So use somebody else's confidence, somebody else's skills, and tap into that knowing that if they did it, then you can have the confidence in yourself. You can leave the self doubt. You can leave all those negative thoughts. If you've been programmed by society, by your parents, maybe even by your friends and your loved ones, maybe you failed so many times, they say, hey, who are you? Hey, you can't do this. Hey, what are you doing? Well, you have to understand. So, step two is taking a step back and looking at the whole picture. Once you step back and you look at the whole picture, you have to understand that some people, they just don't want you to leave. They want to keep you down so that way they don't have to compare themselves to you on the higher level. Because what if you achieve something maybe that they've wanted to do? What if you break through? What if you leave? What if you leave them? Well, that would be very painful for them. It might be very painful for you. So if you take a step back and look at the whole picture, are the people around you in your circle, are they the cause of your self doubt? Who do you surround yourself with? Do you surround yourself with winners that hold everybody else to a higher standard, that want everybody to succeed? Because true winners want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. I want you to be better than me. I want you to make more money than me. I want you to be healthier, happier, more peaceful than me. Because then I'll be able to look at you and say, hey, if he can do it, if she can do it, I can do it too. Look at the whole picture. And step three is no matter what you think about yourself, no matter what other people think about you, ignore it. Truly ignore it. Keep going. Never, never, never give up. Keep going through the failures. Keep going through the pain, through the struggle until you win. Keep going until you succeed. Because the only way you can truly harness that inner self is by doing the hard things. Do the hard things. Wake up early in the morning. Do your stretching. Do your training before you get to play. Do the things you said you're going to do. No matter what obstacles come up, no matter what happens. I always wanted to climb bigger and bigger mountains. Ever since I was very, very little, about 5 years old, I read about the 8,000ers. It's 8,000 meter peaks that exist in the world. And then when I was 9, I blew my fingers off. Well, it took me 11 surgeries to actually start really, really being able to truly climb the mountains above 14,000 feet. And at some point, of course, I had self doubt. Every time I fell and slammed the wall, every time I got hurt, every time my mom looked at me and said, wow, you're a little crazy. Of course, I had a little self doubt. But then I leaned back on the times when maybe I did overcome that climb. Maybe I did get to the top and down safely. Maybe I did ride my bicycle without falling. Sometimes I had to go back very far to know that no matter what I put my mind to, I can do it. And I know you can too. It's just about harnessing the right energy and bringing that energy forward until you conquer yourself and you win. Whatever winning is for you, do the hard thing and do them over and over and over again until self doubt doesn't even exist. Because even if you fail temporarily, you're going to succeed. Even if you get hurt, even if people leave, somebody passes, you will honor them and you will honor yourself by being the person that succeeds no matter what is happening around you. And you can use all of the negative things. You can use all of the naysayers as fuel for the fire, like David Goggins. You can use all of that negativity to fuel yourself until you keep going and keep going and keep going until you overcome yourself completely to the point where nothing is impossible. for you. And the truth is, anything is possible. The truth is, you can do anything you set your mind, body, and soul to. When you align your mind, body, and soul, you can move mountains. You can cross rivers. You can cross deserts. You can fly. You can do whatever it is that you want. And it sounds like mumbo jumbo. However, the truth is, I've lived it. I've climbed some of the bigger mountains. I've sailed some of the biggest and coolest boats. Anything that I've wanted to do so far, I have done it. And yeah, sometimes it takes me longer than I planned, but the only way that failure would be me is that if I let failure, if I let the naysayers to actually affect me to the point where I quit. If I quit doing the things I love, then those people would win. Then they would say, ha, I knew it. I knew he wasn't good enough. I knew he couldn't do that. I knew whatever their negativity is. But I don't listen to them. I only listen to what's inside. I listen to my heart's desire. I align it with my peace and I go forward. So no matter what is happening, even during a hurricane, you can be peaceful. I know when I was in a hurricane on my boat twice, yeah, those times kind of were a little scary. Yeah, those times were definitely a little uncomfortable, but I knew I could handle it. I knew I could handle anything because at that point, I've handled everything. And I know you have that confidence inside you too. I know you can leave that doubt far, far behind you. But you gotta do the hard things every single day. And the power of compound interest, the law of compound interest will then work in your favor. And at some point, you'll get to a place in your life where you look back and you'll be very proud of yourself about what you've accomplished. And then chances are you'll be surrounding yourself by people that elevate you, by other winners. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very happy that you're here. This is Russ Nikita. Until we meet, stay peaceful. Let's go.